right, so 2022. I'm gonna be real. I think it's been a decent year for music.
No, I think
it's been a decent year for music.
I don't want to say off the rip right now overall, but so far I think the quality of music has been better than last year. I think more music overall. It feels like
more big names have dropped this year too.
Yeah, exactly.
Drake dropped. That
has to do with the quality.
Beyonce dropped. Wasn't big on their albums, but
they dropped.
Kendrick dropped. We had a lot of.
We haven't heard them three back to back dropping the same year. Yeah,
in a long time. I'm be honest with you. That Beyonce shit I listened to maybe one time.
For real.
Spent that one time. I was looking for Soulful. That I ain't gonna shit on it because it's just not my lane.
It just wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. Same way with Drake. Drake's kind of grew on me a little more. I'm still not going to play that. Honestly, never mind. I'm not going to go play it.
Yeah.
But I saw the vision in it, and I felt like Beyonce's vision was similar. So I didn't want to call it ass if it wasn't for me.
No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And that would be my only reasoning behind it being ass. But it's been a lot of projects this year that I really
I've had a lot that got good replay value so far this year.
What's
Kendrick for sure.
Okay.
I know we had been talking about that, but
you know, bro. Ironically, I probably ain't listen. You know, Kendrick, one of my favorite rappers, bro.
Yeah.
I probably ain't listened to that album.
It's only a couple songs though that I really been playing. Like every now and then, I'll go back and put the whole thing on because I like listening to it straight through. But I like a couple of them off to them hard, like heavy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Vince Staples.
Of course, come on.
Yeah, we had to talk about that.
You know,
Vince.
Vince
he leveled up. The last two, he's leveled up. Like the last two sound nothing like his previous work at all. Not nothing like elements.
Not none of his. So the reason why I like his last two projects a lot more is because I can't remember the name of Cole. I can't remember the name of his initial mixtapes. When he was dropping with like Matt Miller, when he was around all them niggas early, when he was really rapping, I was fucking with Vince heavy. And then Vince kind of went off the rail. Not off the rail in terms of his mental. Vince is one of the most interesting people in the world to me. Like, I love listening to him.
But in terms of what you got used to.
In terms of his music, it was like he went a different direction.
Yeah.
And like attacked a different audience. And then I stopped listening as much. And then, because with that Big Fish project, I didn't really listen to that.
It was cool. FM had some better songs.
But I ain't really listen to that.
The last two.
The Vince, the self-titled one, and
Ramona Park Broke My Heart.
Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Yeah.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Back to back. And it's like the thing is too, what he did, I just think he learned so much because like we said, he had been rapping over his first album came out, Hell Could Wait, 2014. But he had been putting out them tapes from, I want to say 2012, 2013. I remember for sure 2013 when him and Earl and, you know what I'm saying, they was doing that. And then he had his tapes and stuff. But like FM, the last commercial album that dropped was 2018. Then self-titled came out 2021.
Yeah, he had
you know what I'm saying? So he took that time to really hone in, figure out.
Talking about Vince got a show coming out too. He
does. That's what I'm saying. He's in his bag because let me tell you. So like what I seen from him on terms of like what I think he learned in that time period is just really focusing on his artistry, his branding, like trying to figure out. Cause he's known as his personality, like even outside of the music. That's what helps him.
Which I think is dope, bro.
Too hard because he cool as hell. Yeah, because of who he is. Yeah, I fuck with it, and I'm so happy that his last two albums have had the success he's had because, like we say, we're real fans from his initial music, and we know how he can really rap, and then seeing how it went from music. Personality. Yeah. Then the last two, he kind of blended them because, like we saying, it was for a different audience. They still were popular albums overall. They still got talked about. He still got fans. But then with the last two, like they're way shorter. They're both. One is self-titled is 10 songs. Ramona Park Broke My Heart is 16. But like I know for sure, he said with the self-titled, he said he made those songs in mind to get them. Ready for syncs, like synchronization and stuff with movies and TV and commercials, and
I like
trying to get that market.
Because what people really don't realize is that nigga can rap.
Nah, he can rap.
Like when he actually wants to rap, or like when he's in that lane of rapping, bro. I tell people all the time, there's not a lot of people that's harder than him, bro.
Shit gets serious.
Like he get to acting a fool. That's why I be wanting him to kind of like stay in that lane. So for my personal selfish reasoning,
yeah.
Like I be wanting Vince to get in his bag with that, bro. Because Vince one of my favorite rappers.
But let me say this to that point, when he did venture off and you know what I'm saying, experiment with the other sounds, I think that opened the door for him to come back and bring it full circle. Because like in order. I think for him to have, like, for example, he had a run with Acura where he was doing like 3 or 4 commercials. They had a new car come out, the S-Type.
That was recent.
Yeah, like within the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Shit.
He used to do some shit with Converse too.
Yeah, because you know when I remember it, he had them commercials come out during the finals in the summertime, and he had like 3 or 4 different commercials, and they were all different songs of his. Because they had like one was a SUV, one was a 4-door, one was a coupe or something like that, and he did all of them. And like, in order for him to have that commercial success and everybody to know who he is, he had to do those types of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't disrespect his route.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
I'm just happy as hell. He finally got his ass all the way around. Bring that shit back to me. Let me make music for me, sir.
So
hell, and that's what I be wanting to hear. But his last 2 projects have been like
crazy,
next to perfect to me.
Crazy.
The self-titled joint was.
It's cool because they had,
I think.
Yeah, or mostly at least.
I think he did every song on the self-titled one. I don't think he was. I think it was mixture. I think it was all the way mixed up on the.
But it's cool because like, one, he dropped them like not too far apart. I'm trying to see when. I know one came out.
It was like it was within a year. Yeah. They were both within a year.
Yeah.
Because I remember he said something about how the length between his 2 drops, and he was talking about how like that was like some of the quickest shit he did.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines or whatever.
But they both had different vibes. Like overall, it was still rap. Don't get me wrong, it's still hip hop. But like the first one was more chill overall.
Oh, it was very low.
Chill, you know what I'm saying?
Like. I think the last one was more mainstream commercial. I wouldn't say mainstream commercial, but
he still had elements of the first one. But I like what he did because, like we said, the first one was 10 songs, the second one was 16, so he had more room to mix in both.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like, cause, Free the Homies.
Yeah, show me in the hood.
That's a summertime nigga. That's an anthem.
Yeah, that song.
But nothing on that first one sounds like that.
No, it doesn't.
But he also got like When Sparks Fly and East Point Prayer.
Bro, When Sparks Fly is so hard because he describes it like a love story. When I first heard it, I'm like, oh damn, he talking about his girl, or a girl.
Listen,
and I realized he talking about a gun, and he's talking from the gun's perspective.
It's crazy. That's what we talking about. He can really spit.
Yeah,
really
he was
storytell.
Kicking in your front door, looking for me. And he talking about he don't want to use protection with me and the gloves. Like, bro. And so I'm
that beat is crazy too, bro.
That was a really good.
That's what I said. That song sounds more like it would fit on the first one. You know what I'm saying? But I like how he had both elements.
Even the song with Baby Hard to East Point Prayer.
Nigga said he was on Camp Creek with no plan C.
A lot of people don't know. Vince Staples went to Westlake.
Come on now.
He went to Westlake. He know about Camp Creek. He know about South Atlanta. He know about Southfield. He know about all that.
Shout out Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas moved out here from Roddy Rich came out here from.
I ain't gonna be the one to say it.
You know.
But if you want to blow up,
bring your ass out here. You gotta just at least come out here for a
just dip your toe in the water.
Because Vince went to Westlake. I think it was like Cam Newton's senior year or some shit like that. He said he was like Cam Newton's senior year was the year he was there, bro. So, but yeah, Vince Staples. That was he had one of the best projects this year to me too.
100%.
Another person I was real big on.
Who you finna say? I got one too.
Bodie.
Same one. Oh yeah, Bodie James.
Bodie James. Ooh. He just dropped some shit with Nicholas Craven. Craven, a producer. Bodie don't miss to me.
No, he don't. And I like all his albums it's his music, but it's still different vibes.
Yeah, I don't know how he do it.
Because he's in a lane of his own.
And what be interesting is
his
music don't sound the same to me, and it's interesting because he only really raps in one tone, and he doesn't have a lot of different cadences.
But he's still good at
his wordplay, his delivery is crazy.
Bro. And having cohesive albums with like a good just overall theme and feel, you know what I'm saying?
And another thing I think that he doesn't do that I'm happy is I feel like he's one of those niggas that literally only make the music that he wants to listen to. He doesn't risk take. Or he doesn't shoot for this type of sound, or
that's what I say. It's just him.
It's just him, and he just make what the fuck he like. And I like when people could stay consistent to that, because for the people that always liked you, like I hear a lot of artists once they get on, like Polo G. I used to fuck with Polo G heavy, and now that he kind of got more mainstream, I don't really want to listen to this TikTok ass music. You know what I'm saying?
He's about TikTok.
And I'm just happy like when artists stay their course, like stay their path, like just stay consistent. I'm gonna make the music that I want to make, and if you like it, you like it. If it becomes big, it becomes big. If it don't, it don't. And I can always respect that. I got another person.
I was gonna say, who fit in that same lane in terms of staying himself as he's getting bigger. That boy Larry June.
You knew that was my next person.
Spaceships on the Blade.
Yeah, he had 2 projects this year. Spaceships on the Blade, and he had 2 Peas in the Pod with him and Jay Worthy.
Man,
because 2 Peas in the Pod with him and Jay Worthy shit was smooth as fuck too. With when she's not around. Yeah. Hey,
crazy.
On that Spaceships on the Blade, it's 3 tracks on there that's crazy to me.
I know
the song with Currency.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5.0 Chronicles.
The song Breakfast in Morocco.
Yeah,
the Alchemist produced that, and they got a joint tape that's about to come out too. And it's the one that shows the location of, it's like Carter Day, California, or something like that. Yes, them the 3 right there to me. That's the hardest 3.
I say them for sure. And then the one I think For Tonight with Sid. That was
yep. It's another one on there that he did like some.
Him with Babyface Ray was tough too. Extra.
What was the song where it's towards the second half of the album where it was kind of more so like singy. Like, can you turn your computer real quick? I just need you on the album.
Yeah. It might be like one of the
Brand New Machinery. I've got a brand new whip. That
Duckworth was on that joint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro, you know Larry been one of my favorite rappers for a minute, and I fuck with his consistency, bro.
Yeah.
He stay on his shit. He don't talk about niggas dying every 2 seconds. It can kind of give you a nice, clear
me and my girl, when last time I was out there with her, we just watching YouTube, and he had like a vlog of his tour life and shit when he was doing the Orange Print tour. That album was crazy too. I know that was last year. But bro, they was outside one of the fans, and the nigga came up, white dude was like, bro, I was listening to Larry June, listen to him, bro. I got a credit card because of this man, bro. But that's crazy, like the influence. Like,
that's what I'm saying. But
some niggas can have folks out there shooting.
And well, people, and it correlates directly because a lot of the bullshit niggas do be because they hear it in songs. Yeah. So and it's interesting that when you hear some
positive
that nigga made me really like orange juice. Already was my favorite juice, but that nigga really made me want to go get me some orange juice and some fruit. Like when you get to saying that shit in the song,
I got my motherfucking smoothie.
Just like, you bitch ass niggas. You be like,
don't check your credit score.
Yeah, look at these niggas say, don't check me, check the air quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, the shit's hard, and it don't sound corny. It's not cornball shit when you hear it. Like, it's like, damn, nigga, let me go take my bitch ass to the store and go get me a damn organic. Damn smoothie with all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just like that, and I like how he stays consistent with it. Like, even if you follow his Instagram, everything kind of
correlate. Yeah,
it's continuity. His branding behind his branding, yes, and it's amazing. And his merch is hard. I gotta give you some. His merch is hard. So
Midnight Organics,
and then like I said, and he had 2 Peas in the Pod with him, Jay Worthy, and London Drugs. That was crazy to me. They had I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah, like Hotel Bel Air. When she's not around, they had CeeLo on that bitch.
That was hard. That was
Sugar
hard.
Free was talking on there, bro. Larry's just been consistent to me, man. Yeah, Larry's been consistent to me.
And that's why I say he's him. I think he's parallel with Bodie in terms of like they got 2 totally different sounds, but the way that they carry themselves in their artistry. Very similar.
The consistency amongst their lanes. Because and then like one thing I really like that Bodie does, I think you said that too, was he does a lot of projects with one producer.
Yeah.
So like
it's gonna feel the same.
Yeah.
Each album within itself is gonna feel the same. But like that's what we're saying. But they're all different because he will do that. Like each producer will have their own feel, and it's like even within that, nothing that that producer makes with another artist is gonna sound like that because they got their own chemistry within it. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with that heavy. And you could tell. I like that that's coming back.
You could tell when people are in the studio together making music compared to when a nigga send a beat and you just rap on it. Because like I like Boldy because I want to say both of these projects came out this year. The one that just dropped with Nicholas Craven definitely obviously just came out this year, and he had another one with Real Bad Man. I think it was the producer name.
Yeah, I seen that too.
He had like the gun on the thing. I'm pretty sure that was this year too. It was fire too, bro. And it's like ironically, like I said, he keeps it very straightforward when he raps. There's not a lot of different like he's not gonna really switch it up as far as like the K. Like he's not gonna woody woody then woody woo. Like he kind of like he be like da 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 da. Like you know what I'm saying? He more really walking the whole time, but it'd be hard as hell
because the beats are molded around the
his voice and everything. Like bro, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, bro. Bodie became one of my favorites, and it's because of Jigs. So shout out Jigs. Jigs the one that really put me on to Bodie. That nigga was posting Bodie 24/7. I said I got it. And then interesting enough, bro. I remember I was watching a podcast one time. No, it wasn't Joe Budden podcast. It was Joe Budden shit. And he called Vince Staples all the time. Vince Staples is like, and I got this new I got this verse that's gonna drop on Bodie shit. So y'all go fuck with Bodie. It was called Surf and Turf. It was on the tape with him and the Alchemist. It was on the Bodie and the Alchemist joint tape. Yeah. And it was called Surf and Turf. And and that was the first time I actually heard Bodie because I went to just go listen to Vince verse. And I really kind of overlooked Bodie even on then. And I kept seeing Jigs posting. I trust Jigs' music opinion because Jigs' music is fucking hard.
Come on now.
So I'm like, all right, you feel me? Let me tap in. I'm listening. I'm like,
he's actually spitting.
This nigga's hard.
These beats are actually crazy.
Yeah, like I'm like, hold on,
and it's back to back. Like really with his shit. You can still put his shit on shuffle, don't get me wrong, but like when you go listen to an album, you really just gotta hit play and go do it.
And you'll be fine. Bro, that niggas never needed niggas for shit. That was my expertise. Like that's like the only thing I dread was getting rated by the FEDs. Like I was like, hey, yeah. This guy's hard. So yeah, Larry and Bodie and
shout out to them.
That was
doing their thing.
That was three
respectively.
That was three really good ones.
I want to say too. Somebody that came in last quarter and really still took the argument for album of the year. I got two, actually.
I gotta hear this because I don't even know what the hell you finna say.
Jid, the fuck?
Oh, Jid, okay.
The Forever Story?
Okay.
Boy!
Okay. Before you get into it, what's the other one you gonna say?
Joey Badass?
Yes!
2000.
No, I can agree with you. 2000.
It's the year 2000,
nigga. I can stamp that shit.
That nigga said, who the great MCs, Joey, Kendrick, or Cole? And he is not lying. He is not
lying. And you know what's interesting about...
He is not
Because I'm gonna let you get back on the JID shit.
No, I
can't. But the interesting thing about Joey, bro, is because like I fucked with it because for one, Joey ain't dropped nothing.
Exactly. That goes into what I was saying. Like when we first started, not to cut you off, about the quality of music that we have been getting this year, bro. Yeah. It's crazy.
He ain't dropped since KKK, America.
I'm about to pull it up.
The 3Ks. I'm pretty sure that was like 2017, 2016. I know it was like my senior year of high school. 2017. So he ain't dropped in a long time, and I like it, bro, because when I listen to it, I'm like, wow, this is thorough as hell. This is a good ass project. But what was most impressive to me though is this nigga's a regular character on Power. So like when I'm seeing, I'm like,
before that he was doing Wu-Tang
other shit. Yeah, he's
you know what I'm saying?
He's expanding himself while still making this hard ass music.
I think he's what we was talking about with Vince to another level because he's directly involved in that shit.
He can act. Not even like it's some bullshit.
Yeah, like
he sound good, bro.
And he producing too.
He acts well. So
shout out to Joey.
On Power,
shout out Bad Mind.
That nigga be acting his ass off on Power. I can't even cap. I'm like, damn, I be impressed because a lot of times you see people from one lane to another, it be some bullshit. But he did that shit well. And that album was great. I have not listened to it as much, and I think a large part of that is because of the amount of music that has been dropping. But I know for a fact when I had that shit in rotation, I said, wow, this is
another one that a select few. I mean, like I say, I do a thing where overall, I'll just if an album is really good, I'll go back and just periodically listen to it because you gotta have some real shit in rotation. But brand new 911, with West Side Gun, crazy. One of Us with Larry June, crazy. Zip Code's crazy. Written in the Stars, the outro is crazy. Is it the greatest? The greatest is crazy as hell too. No, not the greatest. The baddest. The baddest. The intro and the outro. Yeah. Bro, this is like. That's why I say this is a contender for album of the year, no cap.
But he don't make bad music.
That's not for real. But like what we said, because this had been his longest gap, he always have at least 2 years between his projects anyway, other than 1999 and Summer Nights. But that's when he first dropped, and he was already
you got to get that traction at first.
But other than that, there's been at least 2 years between everyone, and this is the longest gap. And like we said, similar to Vince, even though he took it a step further and was like really in the, you know what I'm saying, shows and movies, whatever. He was still working on his craft, working on his artistry, getting that whole cohesive just project. Like, bruh, this shit. And it's crazy because as I'm sitting here looking at the albums, like, it's the same. Even though I've seen it before, but seen it this close, same color scheme as the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like 99 and 2000. Like, that shit hard, bruh.
Yep.
That shit hard.
His covers is always really nice.
Yeah. Shout out Joey.
He do everything thorough as hell, bro.
And that's I'm glad, similar to what we saying about Vince too, he getting the credit he deserved because now he's seeing on all three platforms.
He's a smart nigga too, bro.
No, for sure.
I was watching him talk about. I can't remember specifically because it was a minute ago. Sure. I was watching him talk about like the mental health shit that he had to take a break with because of when.
I think I've seen that too. I think it was a Complex interview.
When Brett died, he was just like.
Capital Steez.
Yeah, when he died,
that
it was just kind of a lot.
Too.
Like it was just kind of a lot for him, and I mean, this don't really have nothing to do with music, but I've been kind of like trying to take more care of my mental health because I think I've done well.
Just being more cautious, being more present with it,
and being more open to different shit. Like because he talked about how therapy helped him, and I always kind of viewed therapy as paid help. And I always wanted more so genuine thoughts or like genuine responses. But the more I kind of look into it and the more people out here talk about it, it was like it's not even necessarily about the genuineness. It's about people helping you navigate and understand. It's more of an understanding
level of understanding
than it is about like it's like more of a navigation to understand why you feel the way you feel, and then it kind of just helps you then move forward. Like, okay, I feel like this because of this, and it's okay to feel like this because of this. I think a lot of times people continually go through things because you try to act like it's not happening, or you know what I'm saying? And you're like, nah, it's okay to go through it because once you go through it, you can finally be through with it.
Be through with it and not let something like that affect you when it happens again.
And
that's the part that I think people don't take into account too. But I want to say what you said too. I think it's cool, one, to see your personal progression with this, because even like when we talked about therapy in the past episodes, you know what I'm saying, the stance was a little different, so it's cool to see that. But then too, I think when you were saying on top of, well, not necessarily it being super genuine with therapists, but it can be paid to help, depending on the therapist too, they can be genuine, because I feel you too. For a while ago, I had that same kind of outlook on it, like at the end of the day, you're just talking to somebody. Why would I pay when I can do this with somebody else? But then when you think of it from the perspective of they did go to school and get their PhD, so you're paying because they have the expertise in helping you understand.
And another thing I really had to realize why that shit was dumb, because I'm a teacher, right?
Right.
I love teaching. Right. I love the kids. You tell me I'm not getting paid though. Exactly. My ass is not there.
Exactly. You feel me?
I'm not gonna say give a damn about the kids, but like I you know.
So it's paid help, but it's still
so like and so that's why I was like. You feel me? These people, they might really like being like that. And I like, they might obviously, like, everybody has to make money. Everybody has to, so they might really enjoy talking to people and help people through their stuff, but you still have to tax for it. Because I mean, you still have to make money and you still have to survive. So that is a part of kind of like getting older and growing and maturing and just understanding shit a little bit more. So I have been thinking about going to a therapist. I have been thinking about going to a therapist. But like I said, that's why it'd be important for those people like Joey Badass and just to speak on it. And I'm not gonna say that gave me confirmation to go to therapy, but it was just further insight. It was a little influence. It was further insight and just influence
from somebody you respect.
Yes.
And that's what matters. And like, cause like you're saying, it's not saying that every celebrity that has gone through something is obligated to speak about it. We're not saying that.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps when it's less of a taboo. Yeah, when it can be a normal interview question or just a topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like just realizing as a man, you don't have to be as tough. Like you don't. How you feel doesn't really dictate your manlyhood, and that's what I had to really realize. Like,
because feelings change.
Yeah, and like, bro, I'm really no different. Like, we're really no different than women. Like, in a sense of, bro, when shit happens, we feel the type of way.
People.
The only difference is it might not be as accepted of us to be openly emotional, and there is a lot more consequences to our actions to being openly emotional just because of our like in totality, our physical dominance. Like, you can't be overly emotional as a man and just spaz out because now it looks dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But there are ways to healthy ways to deal with this shit. Instead of just like internalizing it like on some man shit, in which ends up reflecting in your day-to-day life with your interactions with the people that you actually give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? Not to go way off rail. I know we're talking about music, but it was just like that. But like that's why I say I fuck with Joey, bro, because it's just like
and it's cool that like this conversation we just had came off of music. You get what I'm saying? It's cool how that it can have that power and have that influence to just be able to, because that's what it's for.
And then everybody we just said, like even with Joey and then with Larry, I think another reason why me and you fuck with them, like, and I think maybe like their whole fan base, bro, it's not ignorance, bro. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm hearing ignorance, and that's and what I mean by that is it's like even niggas that's like even Atlanta rappers and shit, bro. I know a lot of these niggas is doing like shit for the community, like Baby and stuff. And when I hear Baby talk, I don't think ignorance. So I'm not trying to say that it's ignorance or nothing shit like that. But when I hear Larry talk, when I hear Vince talk, when I hear Joey talk, I just hear.
You're not hearing none of the other side at all, though. No. That's what you know what I'm saying. Like some people will do both. Yeah. And it's sound a little better. It feels it's more palatable. You know what I mean? It comes through better. But like, when you're not hearing it at all, that definitely helps.
When they dead ass just sitting there talking and it's like, damn, like I can listen to this nigga speak. See, like for example, like with Thug, Gunna, niggas like that, bro, I'm listening to them speak because of who they are.
Yeah, I feel you.
With Joey, Vince, like you just said, bro, Vince probably has a whole fan base that does not listen to none of his music. For example, Jalen told me, bro, he ain't never really listened to Vince. He's like, but I fucked with him just off of his, I knew the personality.
It all come together.
So all that type of shit is just important, and I think it helps when you make good music and you have that personable trait. I think that it all just comes full circle, and I think it really creates a strong fan base for you.
Yeah, because when they really feel like they can, when you show people how less of a robot you are, or how like non-industry you are, basically, you know what I'm saying? People connect with that more because they're like, oh, this nigga is not just out trying to make money or trying to go be a
another example, bro. I was watching a Vince Staples interview and they was like, why you don't be posting watches? Why you don't be posting? He said, because the niggas in the hood don't have that. He was like, I'm making music that my people can relate to, the people that I'm around, the people I know. He was like, bro, why I'm walking around with all these chains and I'm posting pictures of my Ferrari and my partner's in the hood driving damn 09 Malibus and Impalas and shit. He was like, bro, it's not relatable. He was like, so it's just, it ain't no point. Like, it ain't me. He said, cause what am I flexing?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For who? That's what he's saying. Like, the niggas in the hood don't got that.
It don't matter. Bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And Dirk said some shit like that too. Niggas in the hood don't even know what the fucking Richard really is. I didn't know what Richard really was until recently, bro.
So I think what's going on, and I hope it started to catch on, is like this wave of people that's in the industries, you know what I'm saying, the actual actors, the NBA players, quote unquote, the rappers, whatever. They starting to understand that, okay, they can set the standard. I think before, because we got to understand that the era that we in right now, with everything media entertainment, is because of the recent boom of social media.
Yeah.
So during that time, it got from a place where it went from people doing what they liked and rocking with the people that rock with them, to people trying to do what they thought people liked to get more exposure, to just numbers going up views, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like now that they understand, maybe, for example, J. Cole on I forgot one of the songs on Born Center. He was like, I used to rock the gold chain whatever on the red carpet. Now I realize I don't even need that shit, and I'm worth more money, basically.
Yeah.
So like some people, you got to do that in the beginning to get your, you know what I'm saying, just get more exposure. But sometimes you don't. But what I'm saying is when you get to a point where you have that core fan base that you know 100% is gonna rock with you no matter what, you don't have to do all that.
And now it's two things, because what you just said is a fact. Because I can't remember who the fuck said it, bruh. They was talking about I think it might have been Moneybag or some shit like that. The chains and the watches and shit, it helps with the image, which helps with
exactly. It's never, bro. 9 times out of 10, bro. Especially rappers. More than likely than NBA players too, and NFL players, to be honest. They not buying that shit for themselves.
No,
because if you didn't have an Instagram and a Twitter account,
you just buying that shit. Like if a nigga didn't see you, you didn't even know.
You're honestly like not too often wearing that shit for the people that you're gonna see in person.
Yeah,
unless you're, in the arena. Like I could understand the NFL player going to sit courtside of the NBA game.
Yeah,
but like, bro, do you need the biggest logo, like the biggest way that your 2 letters can fit right here? Like, it can't just be a cube. It look Cuban.
Bro,
that's what be so crazy with me, bro. Like,
and like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know me, bro. I don't wear any jewelry, really. I mean, I wear my Apple Watch, and I got this little wristband that one of my students made me. You feel me? But this really about is in a rubber band.
Yeah,
I stay with a rubber band on my wrist though. I got to have a rubber band.
Like a 2K character.
But you can get 250 rubber bands for $1, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just gauze efficient, bro. I can buy one shit, and I had this wristband on my wrist for like a minute, and then like, eventually shit started getting stretched out. That shit started getting nasty and sloppy and shit. You gotta get another one, but you feel me? And
it's not to say that we saying folks don't have to wear jewelry, but it's just like the perception of why you're getting
why you're wearing it.
Yeah. And it ain't always for you, bro.
Yeah, no. So it's but I also think that, like you were saying, when you're naturally yourself, you became more of a core,
a real
strong. That's why Currency. I feel like niggas like Currency had never been the hottest rapper out, but Currency been out a lot longer than a lot of niggas, and he doing
and all his projects do around the same numbers.
Yeah, it's because he
know his people.
He into the lane that he like his low rider.
He don't switch it up.
He stay right in that lane. He do what he do, and that's what the fuck he do. You know what I'm saying? And when you're so consistent, when you're just being you, I feel like your success is natural because you're not trying.
It's a more genuine success.
You're not trying to emulate something, or you're not trying to constantly keep up with the trend. Because you got to think, the music from 2011 don't sound like the music of 2022. Hell, the music of 2015 don't sound like the music of 2022. He been around that the whole time.
2007, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he been around that whole time. And when you really go listen to Currency shit,
it all still.
That's the reason why Currency and Larry June music so hard together, because Currency and Wiz Khalifa shit was hard together when they're in that phase. And I say this all the time. Wiz Khalifa's fan base from when he was popping,
he got one of the strongest. No, I'm not gonna lie. Wiz, I feel like other than Drake and YoungBoy, I can't even lie, but like, he definitely has the longest standing fan base because he started longer than them. But even though I feel like both of them probably got more overall, Wiz has one of the strongest fan bases.
You know what was hard about everybody for one was screaming Taylor Gang.
Yeah, bro.
But the second thing that I felt was hard about that, bro, it was one of the few times where I felt like niggas, like, he had some shit that was repping that really wasn't no street shit for real. Taylor Gang, I mean, it says gang, but
that was just because it was
it was a group of niggas. Yeah. But like, it wasn't like, it was one of the few, like, I think ASAP was like that too.
True.
But like, I like when groups are push it as just like
Our Future.
Future is another good ass.
They were like totally polar.
Opposite of street shit. Like
at all.
They
were skaters.
But you see the person being like that, bro. They're the only niggas that got their own full-blown TV show. Niggas was coming to school. See, it's a difference. Everybody bought Chucks for Taylor Gang. Niggas were coming to school in our Future gear, like socks, that little donut shit. Like everybody, like people literally was fucking with our Future, like on some them as a totality group, like beyond music, like they fucked with them as movement. A group. And that's what happened when you got a group of niggas that's just being themselves, bro. That's why I fuck with that.
Speaking of being they self, we got all the way wrapped up. But Jid, the Forever Story, the niggas like that. I think this album is really, really, really the stamp. Because he was already on the map with that crazy run of features he had last year. And really starting from that Dreamville tape is when he kind of took, because before it was like J. Cole and Dreamville. But now it's J. Cole and Jid. And Jid. You get what I'm saying? Like, before he was just in the pack of everybody, the Boz, the Kaz, the Earth Gang, Ari Lennox. But now it's like, nah. This nigga is different. Yeah. This nigga is different. And like this album I think was so dope because it was more to the side of Kendrick Lamar. He was real personal on this. Yeah. And he talked about that.
Shit that he was actually,
really like real stories. And he was like, I read an article he did with Complex. He was like, because he got a big family. I forgot exactly how many that live. But he didn't even show all of his siblings the album before it. And some of the stories had them in it.
You said all of the siblings?
Yeah, he didn't show it. He didn't show the album to everybody. They didn't hear it. And he was like, he didn't even play it for all the siblings before the album came out. But I think that I like how that's coming. How it kind of ties into the mental health thing to a degree, honestly, because I don't remember to my recollection, the last mainstream album that came out that really touched on some personal shit since Jay-Z on 444 when he was talking about his mom. And I think, now that I think about it, as I'm sitting here right now, I forgot that was kind of like the catalyst for that, because before that, I really don't know.
Damn. Sneeze didn't come out again, bro. But yeah, that's I do like when they say it just shows how it's okay. To me, it's more of an art. Like I think that how people express their art through painting and shit, like the way they're feeling. I like when people use their words through music because I think it's just like it emphasizes what the shit really about.
It emphasizes how much that music means to them. That. For some artists, bro, and I've heard this personally from people I know that rap, they first time ever talking about something out loud be in the booth sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to think about it like that, like, this is my vulnerable space, this is my safe haven, this is where, I come to, because for some niggas, that has been the field, court, the, whatever. Yeah. So I think it's dope. And then, like we saying, the quality of this shit, bro. This album was crazy, bro. From
my favorite crazy. Song on that bitch,
Money is crazy. I was Money, my favorite song. Radar, Dance Now. I got something to say. I got, for anybody that really, really fuck with music, that know what the fuck going on in Atlanta. If you haven't heard Can't Punk Me, if you have, listen to that. And if you haven't, go listen. And if you have, go listen to that, because that's what I said the first time, my dumb man. But tell me that don't sound like Outkast. I swear to God. From the way that the song is constructed, like it's more, the live instruments, real deal bass lines, good drums. But then like the way that they words is flowing over that shit, I swear to God, bro, it sound like, to me, the most, of course you'll hear elements of niggas that have been Outkast influence, but to me, bro, this sounds like the most direct derivative from Outkast, bro. And I wish I could play this bitch on here because I don't know how the YouTube sound rights and shit go. But nigga, this shit is crazy.
Migos actually just did some shit with one of the ain't nobody dope ass.
I ain't heard that.
They sampled that bitch on their little not Migos, Quavo and
Unconfused.
Unconfused dropped that bitch. But I like the JID. I can't comment too much on it because, like I said, I had not played it a whole lot, but I do know when I listened to it, I was like, this shit is a really good album.
That shit's crazy.
And Money on there is hard as fuck. Yeah. But I got one last one personally that I gotta say. G Perico hit LA Summers 2. It's once again, it's a project that a nigga produced it all the way through. God damn it, Dupree, that's his name. It was G Perico. LA Summers 2, bro. Hey y'all, I personally think that this is G Perico's best project.
Word.
That's how strong I feel about it.
I heard it straight through. It is hard, but I haven't
really tapped into it.
Yeah, but it's hard.
It was a thorough ass album. I had to make sure I remember to say that because I knew it was something I was forgetting. Because you touched on the ones that I wanted to say. I was gonna really say was Joey Badass. Yes. 2 Peas in a Pod. Well, you brought Larry June.
Yeah, both of them.
Stations in the Blade. 2 Peas in a Pod.
Boldy.
Fucking Vince Staples, Boldy, and Herb just dropped. He got a couple tracks in there I thought was crazy too.
Still waiting on the other pieces to come in.
But I think the second part come out in like 2-3 days or some shit like that. So I think we can have a better full synopsis of it once we hear the whole thing in totality. I know it's like 2 different vibes, or at least I think that's the goal when you have the A and B side. Yeah. But shit, that was my top projects from 2022.
I got one more that was, I think it's crazy for me saying it, talking about it right now. Like this is the first totally new genre that I had just listened to for the first time, like all the way through. It's the genre is just African, I guess. It's like Afrobeats type shit, but it's like more like straight African. But it's Asake. It's called Mr. Money with the Vibe. This shit is hard, bro.
That's interesting. I gotta tap in.
It's hard. I'll play it for you, like, really, when we done here. It's like, it's African music. Like, he's talking a whole nother language. Like, some of them he speaks in English, too, or he'll, like, mix it. But it's just a different feel. But I think overall, like, you still gonna feel the real. We black at the end of the day, so, like, it took me a minute. I had been listening to the, Burna Boys, the Wiz Kids. Like, I like how this new wave has been, because me personally, I think more recently, like true, Caribbean, African, Afrobeats, like that type of music has been crossing over because of the social media and the more connectivity. Because before we had like Americanized versions of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I like how this has been a good trend because I think that music deserves more exposure than it has been getting, and it's getting it more. Yeah. I mean, I like how, like I scrolled past this on Instagram. It was a sponsored album. Oh, and I looked at the cover. I'm like, this nigga, when y'all see it, he looked like a gremlin on the cover, bro. He looked like he just got arrested for doing some. He had a crazy night. That shit
is called Mr. Money with the Vibe.
Yeah, he just had a crazy night, bro. So I'm like, what the fuck did this? Like,
yeah, what is this?
I tap in. That shit was hard. So I wanted to talk about that. Hopefully, put some folks on to some different shit, different vibes and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, I think. If y'all ain't had no new music, and if y'all haven't heard what we talked about, I think it's some good shit to tap into. Or the last thing I want to talk about, I know we was talking about this with Buzz. A dog.
Oh yeah. ESTG shit was hard.
Man.
But you know what else I thought was hard as fuck that he dropped this year?
Man.
His joint tape with 42 Dugg. I thought that was hard too.
I think this was better, but both of them overall, for him to drop in the same year span.
The best song.
What you finished? I got 3.
It's one of the best. One of the best songs of the year.
The realest.
Is the song with him and Jeezy. That shit is crazy.
Like, bruh,
that shit is crazy.
Bruh, I feel like I don't know that shit. That nigga brought Jeezy out of time machine or something. Cause this ain't even the same Jeezy. We've been getting on his own music. Yeah, I don't even know how the fuck he did that, bruh. But that shit is 100% like one of the songs of the year for sure. Verses of the year, damn near 100%.
Oh, Jeezy,
because that's his song, basically.
Crazy on that
that's
shit,
his song,
bro.
basically. But I want to say too, the shit that really, really made me, other than that, because I feel like for Jeezy to go hard on that as he did, he got a lot of respect for him. Yeah, you feel me, and what he doing?
Oh yeah.
And on top of that, the song. Like, I think that really is going to, like, really, really stamp him. Because that song crazy. And just that whole vibe. Like, that's the outro for this shit. But Sabotage with him and Bryson Tiller. That shit is hard, bro. Like, I think from what I've heard, and y'all, if y'all heard something better, send it to me or put it in the comments, whatever. This is one of the best R&B and rap collabs that I've heard in a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of it being a real best of both worlds. Usually it's like one person's beat, like their style of beat, and the other person comes and fit that way. Yeah. The last time I think Slime and B with Chris and Thug was like, that was hard. I like how they did that. But Sabotage with Bryce Tiller, that shit was dope. And I think hearing this really solidified him as an artist for me, as a true all-around artist, on top of just that street shit lane. Yeah. The fact that because I would assume, I don't know how his team and everything work, I would assume that, you know what I'm saying, he had to say so and he okayed that, and it wasn't on some you need something to
go and shit. Yeah.
Because that was just a great collab. That shit was hard.
I do like when they get back
when
to
it's a
the
good
R&B,
mix, because it's like we ain't really been hearing that as much lately.
Herb got one on his new shit with him and Jeremiah.
Yeah,
facts. Jeremiah must be from Chicago.
I don't know.
Cause his ass be from, if I'm not mistaken, his ass be on a lot of Chicago shit.
I don't know. The nigga been around for so long, and
he got to be somewhere from the Midwest at least, bro. Cause that's some random nigga that keeps occurring on these projects, bro. You gotta let me know before we wrap up this stuff. He's from Chicago, right? It gotta be.
Shout out Jeremiah.
Shit, Chirac. They them boys standing up.
Shout out Jeremiah. Yeah, that's our EaZy10K music update
of 2022
so far.
Was it October?
October.
Yeah. Catch y'all
quarter 3.
Catch y'all again in January.
Yeah, we're gonna do a wrap up.
For
sure.
Yeah.